Hey, Sox fans. Welcome to Good Guys Talk Back, a local fan-centric Chicago White Sox podcast, hosted by Nick Murawski and Pat Hester.
Yeah, thunder indeed. Wow, welcome back to Good Guys Talk Back. Hey, it's episode 316. Believe it or not, I am Nick Murawski, and this is a fan-centric Chicago White Sox podcast. The hottest team in the world right now. Get out of their way. Don't stop believing. This team had a fun weekend in Pittsburgh. We're going to talk about that. And, the love of the PNC Park and all that good stuff. And traveling to see the team on the road. And we got an upcoming weekend series with the Chubbies from the North Side to discuss a little bit. Thank you, Milwaukee. All that and more on this Sunday night live episode on the Good Guys Talk Back YouTube channel. If you haven't, subscribe to it, pass it along to other people, like the stream. The audio, of course, available everywhere you find your podcast. With me, as always, my best friend. He's a diehard Sox fan, Pat Hester. Hello, sir.
Nick, I mean, a sweep, right? We're the first time all year. You and I have had an opportunity, I believe, to talk about a sweep.
Yes.
Is that correct? Did I see that right?
Yeah.
After today's win, the first sweep of another team this year was, I mean, that's fantastic. Things are pointing in the right direction. You talked about it. Hottest team in baseball right now. Let's go, my man. I mean, this is exciting. Yeah. Let's ride the wave. Maybe we should be buyers.
I think we should. I'm not messing around. I mean, maybe you're kind of buyers and sellers. Maybe there's some things out there that can help you, long term. And you're like, okay, this is something that we'll have for a couple of years. I don't know. Look, hey, it's exciting. Don't let anybody steal that from you. There are going to be excitement thieves everywhere. On Monday, you're going to work or you're wearing your Sox gear at the grocery store or whatever your Monday looks like, you're going to have people that are going to try to knock you down and say, oh, well, Pittsburgh's only won 39 games. They're in last place. Don't let them. Just say, shut up. Let me have this for just a couple minutes. Back off. This doesn't happen a lot.
Just people coming up to the grocery store and are you yelling at people in the produce section? You just back off. Don't you ruin my day.
When Dominic's was still around and I was living with your brother up on the north side.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. And I had a Sox shirt on, as I usually did and do. And the gentleman was in a old Ryan Sandberg, which, hey, we're rooting for Rhino. Hopefully things go well health-wise for him. He had a Ryan Sandberg like jersey, an old faded jersey or something. He wasn't in his right mind. I shouldn't have had words with this guy. I knew better. I knew walking the streets of that city.
No, you didn't.
Well, he said something to me in the frozen area. I don't know if I was looking for an ice cream or something. He said something to me. Yep. I shot back at him. We had heated words for at least 20 to 25 seconds. And then I just, he was doing the walk away jibber jabber. He was like jawing at me as he was walking away as I was standing there. And then I lost focus of what I was trying to get at. But look, we'll talk about that maybe later in this episode. There's a Cubs Sox series coming out, but right now, enjoy this. It was a 3-game sweep. It was a 27-7 dominance. We outscored the Pirates, Pat, by 20 runs. Don't let anybody say, "Oh, it was just the Pirates." Oh, good for you guys. Oh, you're still a bajillion games out of first place. Say to them, but we're 18 out of the wild card race. So what do you got to say about that?
So you're
Not
telling me
you,
there's
you
a chance?
butthead. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a big old chance.
Uh-huh. Okay, I'm gonna write that
There's
down.
only 11 teams you got to leapfrog, but anything's possible. Is
Yeah,
the
I guess so.
documentary, is the '05 Forever documentary proved to us anything's possible. Don't stop believing, Pat.
All right, I won't stop believing. Again, I know we're a little tongue in cheek here, but it was good to see the offense come alive. It was nice to
Absolutely.
just absolutely pound another team for a little while, and I'm sure we're going to get into it. But
Yeah.
Luis Robert Jr., I'd be
Mhm.
on the horn right now with
Yes.
anybody that would be interested, because he had himself one heck of a series. He had it all on display, Nick. When you really think about it, the power, hitting the other way to drive in runs and do some things, showed his athleticism, his speed, and his defense. The diving catch he made, I think in
Mhm.
game one, I think it was. I mean, it was all on display. Everything that you think about, like, okay, this is a guy that we thought we would see more consistently. Here's all the tools. Here's the ceiling. It was all there for you, displayed in Pittsburgh this weekend. So
Yes.
I
Yes, sir.
can't trade him fast enough, to be honest with you.
That is very true. 5 for 10 in the series, a home run, 3 ribbies. He was stealing bases. He made that unbelievable catch, which Cannon was on the mound when that happened. I think that might be something about our quote of the week later of what he had to say about Robert Jr.'s catch. You know, I would take that series. You're right, Pat, and I would, carve that up. Get that nice little highlight reel, so to speak, and I'd be shopping it all over the place. Hey, you see what our man Luis Robert Jr. did? I don't know if you caught this, but the hottest team in baseball coming through, and our guy Luis Robert Jr. Look what he had to do. Everything was on display, man. If you and obviously executives aren't missing what's going on. They got people watching all this stuff. They're aware, but you might want to put it right in their face, because yes, this is the time, man. If you're looking to get something for him, he did it, man. Again, and don't let anybody tell you it was just Pittsburgh and it was the Pirates. Say, stop it. This guy is the potential of this guy. Do you understand the potential that this man has? Well, you just saw it, not just potential. This could be yours for
for a low
whatever.
price.
Yeah, for a low price of what Getz wanted. What did he want? Like your top 2 of your farm system. Give me your 1 and your 2.
Well, if that's all, of course. Where do I sign?
Can I see the video again?
Can we get Rob Manfred on the phone right now to stamp approval of this trade?
Maybe there's just people out there still like, Kenny Williams that just looks at video. I don't need to see anybody in person. I just want to see all the video, and that person will see this video of Luis Robert Jr., this compilation, and they will just be drooling, and they will say, oh boy, looks like he's back or he's arrived. Yes, take all of these things for him.
Did Kenny really not watch people live? Was that his thing? He just watched video?
That's what he said in the doc about Tadahito Iguchi. He kind of waxed on about, Jerry knows that I'm a big video guy. And, I just saw a video of this Iguchi, and I just knew this is it. This is our missing piece. So there you have it.
Pretty good Kenny impersonation.
Thank you. I feel like I just was going to try it.
If you could try and be a little more arrogant and smug, and you got it.
I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on that in the drive all the way to Galena in a couple weeks. And just
very good. More smug and arrogance, please.
Gotcha.
And you'll have it down.
Noted. It's fun stuff, man. I wasn't glued to the TV. I mean, it's summer, of course. It's a weekend series. You got all stuff going. It's not like I got a ton going on, but I just can't sit down and watch a whole ball game live. If I can get a couple innings, it's on in the background sometimes. But the beauty is, like, things get chopped up for you, and you just go on YouTube and you're catching replays and reading whatever articles you can. It's so much of Vargas and Talkman You know, these guys like that was exciting. Talkman, man, he has got some pop. Gosh, man, he's got a bat. And Vargas, I take back everything. Well, not everything, but most of the things that I said last year. Because he's definitely gotten better as the year's gone on, and he's been kind of fun to watch.
Well, you're 100% right. I mean, but you don't those things that you say about people when they happen, they're true. They're when
That
they're
is true.
underperforming and they're not good. I mean, that's the truth. Now, do you have the right to progress in your thinking after your eyeballs tell you something different?
Mm-hmm.
Of course you do. So you don't have to apologize for any of that kind of stuff. It's not like you walked up to him and told him you suck. You went on a platform and had a microphone in your face, but it's neither here nor there. You don't have to apologize if someone has improved. I would say, Nick, you maybe motivated him.
It's possible. We already know that the Pope most likely listens to this podcast, and I'm sure that there's folks on the team that probably come across it. So it's very possible.
No doubt about that, Nick. And there is absolutely no doubt that the Pope. I mean, what is he doing on a Sunday night at 9:15? I mean, the big stuff on a Sunday for him, I'm sure, happens way earlier in the day. He's kicking back.
Yeah, it's decompression time. It's like he needs an outlet, and it's probably the White Sox, and there you go. So,
I mean, if you're thinking about it, if you're in a man of the cloth, Sunday night's got to be like a normal person's Friday night.
If I, as the chat scrolls and stuff, I just got to pay closer attention if there's a Leo, without an avatar, if a Leo pops in and just is like, hey, what's going on?
If they just come on and say, God bless. Wait, I think that might be the Pope.
God bless you, the work you do, and God bless this hot White Sox team. Don't stop believing, baby. That would be refreshing.
That's true. 100%.
Yeah. The Pirates, obviously they're awful. I heard that there was some sell the team chants. I saw that there was, a bunch of Sox fans from all different kinds of areas that made a trip. This was a place that they went, which I don't blame you, man. If you see, and now it's so much easier with the way the schedule is. It was different years ago, where you really had to, when that came around, it's like, man, I got to take advantage of this road trip. It might not happen for another 8 years or something.
Right.
And, I went in 2021 to see that, and that was a good year. That was a good year for the Sox. I went to see the Sox in Pittsburgh. It didn't go this way. I think we might have won 1 of 3, maybe 2 of 3. The first game I know we lost. And look, it is I like Pittsburgh. It's kind of like, it's not a unbelievably exciting city or anything, but it's got everything to offer. Andy Warhol Museum, Dan Marino's childhood home. Yes.
Okay.
Great thing. Beautiful, some wonderful food, and just down to earth people.
Mm-hmm.
Some art districts and all that kind of stuff. The stadium, now the PNC Park, I think is about 25 years old or something. And obviously it's got the aesthetics that everybody wants when you're looking from home plate, first base side, third base side, out towards the outfield. The Clemente Bridge, all the bells and whistles. There's a lot of beauty to that. And I know why it's on the top of a lot of people's bucket list. But I got to tell you, man, the first game I was at PNC Park, and I'm sitting in the outfield, and I'm looking in towards home plate. It's nothing. Yeah. There's nothing special about that, man. Yeah. It's an average. You wouldn't even know you're at a special ballpark, or that anybody thinks that this is, the number 1, number 2 ballpark or whatever it is. So you gotta obviously sit in the right spot to take in the all. But again, at the end of the day, it's a baseball park.
Mm-hmm.
It's a baseball stadium. Okay. I don't get wrapped up in the whole skyline stuff of, man, this White Sox team would be so good if we just had a nice skyline to look at. And, yeah, you could say, well, maybe the team wouldn't be great, but people would be showing up. Not necessarily. Pirates aren't drawing. Pirates for a while now have been bottom of the barrel in attendance. It's because they're awful. The team's awful. Now, when the stadium first came out and when the Pirates have had some exciting moments, attendance goes up. But
what a surprise, huh?
When
when you're playing well, you have a young, exciting team that makes the playoffs. People tend to want to follow and watch or be a part of it, right? People want to be a part of things that are exciting. And the Pirates for a little while had that. They had some excitement in their organization and were a scrappy team that people didn't want to play. And, that was a fun ride for them, but it evaporates so quickly for them, just like it has for us, right? It seems like it's this firework, that goes up into the air and it's fun to watch for a second and it explodes. And then there's not any other fireworks after that. It's just one bottle rocket.
Yeah. We've talked about this stuff before. I think, as a fan, from the fan-centric mentality of, would you like to have that sustainability, that success over like a decade, 10 years, 12 years? I would say you don't even win a World Series. You are knocking on the door every year. You're winning multiple divisions. You're always in it in September. It never feels like you're rebuilding. Your team, your front office has shown that they're willing to be risk takers and spend money. And, you've gotten to a World Series and, you very well could very soon. Or take that fandom of like, hey, we had one World Series and then we had pretty much nothing for 15 years after. Which one are you taking?
Well, I mean, if there's a guarantee on the table, I'm winning one, then I'm going to go with the guarantee that I'm winning one, and I'll take the years of struggle in between. But if it's just well, on the other hand, you're always going to be in it, but I can't guarantee you're going to win anything. I mean, that's an interesting part of it. Like if I have to understand if I know the outcomes. So I guess if I know the outcome of one side and the other side, I don't know, but I've got a chance on multiple years. So you tell me on the other hand, I may win several or zero. Boy, that's kind of hard, I guess, when you think about it, because the guarantee of the one, I mean, we've talked about it too with the Braves. They had their long stretch of dominance. Really only won one World Series with that group from the 90s, right? So it's kind of like, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't get bored with going to a playoff game every year, but I would get that guarantee though.
I think obviously it's I'm presenting to you something kind of in a vacuum, but we know that it's going to continue. So if I presented you with that like decade or 12 years and you looked at year 10 or 11 and it's like, whoa, look at this team went to the ALCS or they just missed a World Series championship. I'm not showing you what year 13 or 14 because very well the next year they could win, so you're taking that risk of they're clearly knocking on the door for the last, X amount of years. It sure feels like they're about to win one, so like you're riding this really awesome wave for 8 or 9 years. And then finally you win one possibly, or that like guarantee, like you won one in year one and then, for 12, 13, 15 years, like, just been garbage.
I don't know. We tend to be able to hold on to championships and memories for quite some time in this town. So it's a tough one, Nick. I don't know. Which way are you going? Are you going with the sustained success and the possibility or the guarantee?
I've thought about it a lot. And of course, this season, I happen to think about it because we're celebrating 20 years since 2005, and there really hasn't been much at all. A couple blips here and there to speak of. But so many memories, and just to have that World Series, that guarantee, like we actually got it. And, the connections and all this stuff that it's made for myself, friends, family, and that I could pass that down, to my son, the guarantee, even though the other proposal that I have, this option B, it looks like it could happen, very well could happen. And we can not only talk about the World Series, but all the amazing, the greatness that built up for it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm still taking the guarantee.
Yeah.
That it actually happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you and I are maybe if we're younger men with a lot longer and if we're like starting the back nine of our lives.
Yeah.
then maybe you go the other way. It's like, I'm 20. I'll gamble. I'll roll the dice. I need more guarantees in life.
Let me ask you this question, since we're coming up to this crosstown series, and we'll get a little bit more into it possibly later in this episode, because I do want to go kind of inside the numbers a little bit and kind of what the players were saying after this amazing sweep in Pittsburgh. The Sox are back on the map, baby. Watch out. Alert the rest of the American League, if you don't mind, and all that fun stuff. Be honest with me, Pat, more excited that the Sox swept Pittsburgh or more excited that the Brewers have caught up to the Cubs?
I'm more excited that the Sox swept the Pirates. I mean, it's again, I was scalded by a coworker last week that listens to the show, Cub fan.
Just
Dave,
hot coffee right on your lap.
Shout out to Dave Radomski, who does listen quite regularly to our show. As a Cubs fan, just likes the cut of our jib.
Okay.
And he said, I heard you say, Pat, go Brew Crew. And he was angry at me during the last episode.
Uh-huh.
So for fear of my life, because Dave is a South Side guy, but Cubs fan, he may beat the crap out of me.
Yeah.
If I say otherwise. But honestly, it's an interesting thing. The Cubs have a team that I'm jealous of. I'll just be honest. They have a team that, I'm very envious of, and but I could care less about them. It does make me chuckle maybe a little bit that's happened. And if the Brewers have again somehow finding a way, somehow the Brewers just have turned themselves into a really good organization that can.
Are they like the Tampa Bay Rays?
I feel like they're the Tampa Bay Rays of the North. They somehow are just a really good organization that have seemingly, always in the thick of it. So it's an interesting thing to watch, because if you're just not looking at the standings, you're thinking, well, the Cubs are running away with this division and hiding with it. But obviously that's not the case. So again, I'm more focused on what our team does. Does it make me give a little bit of a crooked smile and go hee in the back of my mind? Yeah, it does. But I don't listen. I'm not out there. I am not out there chanting "Go Brew Crew" with my really cool MB hat that looks like a glove as an emblem, which is one of the better logos in baseball, by the way.
It is.
And,
do you remember the first time that someone pointed out to you what that was? Like,
it kind of blew my mind.
I had to sit down. Yeah, I had to sit down and just, I mean, I had to really, my head was spinning.
I just thought, it's a glove. I mean, there's nothing special about a glove on a hat. Big deal.
Yeah.
It's an M&B, Milwaukee Brewers. Come on.
Unbelievable. I bring it up because the upcoming crosstown series in Vaughn, our man, Andrew Vaughn, doing some work over there still. And that just makes me laugh. Is like, okay, he couldn't do anything for us. He goes over to Milwaukee and he's kind of like playing that Carlos Lee card, that pain now maybe in the Cubs side, potentially from a distance right now, because they're not playing against each other. But that just makes me laugh a little bit. But I love the sweep in Pittsburgh. Fun way to come out of the gates. And I couldn't even tell you all the ins and outs of how far the Brewers were actually back. I just kind of look at standings every now and then. And there you go.
But they really, I mean, they shouldn't have any business when you think about it of competing with the Cubs, but they are. So good for them. Maybe the Brewers need a center fielder or an outfielder
Oh,
of sorts.
yeah.
Now
That's
that
that.
would be something.
That's an easy bus ride. You can get one of those. Uh, they got those guys around like the museum campus and different areas of the city that they're bike taxis. And we can just get Robert in the back of one of those, and they got like rope lights all over their bike. They got all kinds of fun stuff. We'll just it's an easy bike ride.
It's an easy bike ride.
For not me, for someone that does it professionally.
Okay, with a human being in the back of it. It's an easy bike ride, huh?
Get them over there. Milwaukee, come on. Let's get the finish line here.
That would be something Jerry would do, though. It's like, wow, this is all we can afford.
Yeah.
It's a bike taxi for you.
I think there's a Metra that actually goes up maybe there.
There is 100%.
Yeah, there you go. We'll just, it's an easy. They've got Wi-Fi, pretty clean Metras.
They're lovely. Oh, they are lovely.
Opposed to the alternative, of like red line up to purple line, then find a Metra. That'd be cruel.
Yeah,
Jerry did that.
Well, that wouldn't be the first thing he's done that's cruel.
Yeah, that's true. Our White Sox, they're still bottom of the barrel in the AL Central, and they're still the second worst. But they're knocking on Pittsburgh's door now after this series, after this sweep. We talked about Robert 5 for 10 with a home run and 3 ribbies and a heck of a catch and flashing the speed. Talkman 6 RBIs in the series, man. How about that? Stay hot for the crosstown. Wasn't he a former Cub? Oh man, that would be a nice dish.
Oh baby.
Oh, how you like this? I'm back, baby. I'm in your business. I'm in your kitchen. And
what would Triffin? How could Triffin like top?
Yeah, Triffin would just
thanks Cub.
I gotta have him. Did he growl? Did he do a Panther? The lost Pat Hester on the feed. Oh, that internet.
Can you hear me, Nick?
Can you hear me now, Pat?
I can hear you. Yes. What? That was something.
It was your buddy Dave. It was
Oh, he's trying to cut our
somebody
feed.
jacked. Yeah, somebody jacked with the feed.
Uh,
That's go figure, man.
David thought we were raptured. That's not the case. We're still here.
Oh, good Lord.
So you'll edit that part out, I assume, Nick,
that like
for the audio portion.
That like 8 minutes of just, I'll leave that in.
We haven't had a commercial. We haven't had a commercial on this show in a long time. So we're kind of making up with a commercial break. It was no commercial.
Yeah.
But that commercial break brought to you by many of our favorite partners and sponsors.
Yep. I'll do a cold read for like Vienna beef hot dogs or something. And
what would you say about a Vienna beef hot dog, Nick?
Just they're absolutely delicious. Get yourself a Vienna beef and get some grilled onions on top of it. They do it right and have been for almost 200 years in the greatest city.
Is it really over 200 years? Or are you making that up?
Vienna beef hot dogs, I would say, I'm gonna say that they've been producing products before 1900.
How long has Vienna beef?
Yeah. Oh yeah, JT. That would be a good Andy Kaufman. That is a perfect reference. I love Andy Kaufman. That's exactly what he would have done. Is just done that and make people make adjustments.
1893, Nick.
There you go, man.
So
and what was 1893 for all of you Chicago history buffs out there?
Well, that's 1893 when Vienna beef came into existence, Nick. I just
1893. 1893 was the Columbian Exposition.
Of course it is, and it's right here because Google tells me. The Hungarian immigrants introduced their family's Frankfurter recipe at the World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago.
Yeah.
Boom goes the dynamite. Man. So anyway, we got that out of the way. Thank you, Vienna Beef, for your sponsorship and your loyal listenership to the Good Guys Talk Back podcast.
Vienna Beef? Yes. So Talkman he had his 6 RBIs, man. And again, like I'm watching the YouTube, like the replay from the weekend. It was like an 8-minute highlight reel. Talkman, Vargas, of course, all the Robertson. Sosa in there had a 3-for-3 day with 3 RBIs.
You know what? The more we talk and have this show, the more I keep going, wow, Lenyn Sosa has some stuff.
He has done well for himself, I think, this year. People might not like the chase rate or the lack of walks or whatever. You're not going to get that. He's not going to walk. And he can make bonehead plays in the field. But, man, his bat has come a long way. And I know there's people that don't like him. They just, he's a waste. This is Lenyn Sosa doesn't have a future. I don't like that they jack with him at first base over there. I don't think that's where he's going to end up being or should be. But man, he's been putting together some series here and there where it's like, wow, those are big games he's putting up.
Yeah, I mean, he's got something to him. But the only thing I fear is a lot of the stuff that you talked about. Yeah, he's not going to walk a lot. Well, we've had players like that before, so he fits that bill. Well, he kind of makes some boneheaded plays in the field. Hell, we've had guys like that before. Seems very much a White Sox.
Yeah. I don't know. But I note that like, oh, okay. I don't think we were talking about that last year.
No,
those types of days weren't happening for Sosa where you wanted.
Well, it was zero production of any kind. It was zero production in the field, zero production at the plate. Now at least you have something.
Yeah. There would be no time wasted on it. Would be more of like ranting and raving and venting. And I'm with everybody in the chat who's talking about the glove. I get it, man. I want to see a better glove, and he's just kind of a space cadet sometimes out there mentally. But boy, the bat is definitely coming around. It makes you pay attention a little bit. And I feel like with the bat production, I don't know about you, Pat, But as a fan, I'm like, wow, could we live with all that nonsense, all that garbage with his glove? Look at what the bat's doing, and it's not a game you want to play. We're better than that. We should be better than that. We just won 3 in a row, damn it, from the Pittsburgh Pirates. But you find yourself trying to make concessions a bit.
Well, I think at this point, yes, we can live with it. At some point, if you want to contend, you're going to have to look at the inability to get on base and take walks, because you and I know that this game is a lot based on that, right? Is getting on and making yourself available to score as many runs as possible. So that will be something that if he wants to continue to be a part of this team's future, he's going to have to work on and get better at. So for now, yeah, it's fine. It's okay right now. It's okay to have a half player, right? Just only offense, not much on defense, but eventually, we deserve better from that position or whatever position he decides that he's going to play. I'd like to see him at second, because that's kind of where I thought he was going to be when we brought him up as our second baseman. And we'd love to kind of solve that riddle, if you will, and have a second baseman, but we shall see. And maybe it's not him anyway. Maybe it's, somebody else, but again, I can live with it on this team being on a team that's 30 games under.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. JT said he's a great DH and a 35-65 team. Which
beautiful.
I think that's well said. Phil, great to have you, Phil. Good to have you with us tonight. Phil said Lurie 2.0. So your dad's radar just went off.
Oh, well, you're going to have to get him a new picture.
I have to get him a Lenine Sosa autograph, which I'm sure it'll be probably in the same.
Did we talk about that on the show that you did for my father's 75th birthday? Yeah. You purchased him a Lurie Garcia photographed picture that I'm sure is up in the White Sox cave at his house in Joliet. So
I hope so. I mean, the long running joke for many years was your father was a big Yolmer Sanchez and Lurie Garcia, utility guys that did get the job done. They stayed relatively healthy, and he was always kind of like, what's wrong with Lurie Garcia, man? I like this guy. Why aren't they giving him more chances? You just can't. You can't kill Lurie Garcia. He keeps sticking around. And so for his birthday, I found an 8x10 glossy signed by Lurie Garcia. And trust me, the bank was not broken, but you know what? I want to get your father something nice. So I had a ceiling of what I was willing to spend. And I was very under the ceiling, very much under the ceiling.
I was really worried that maybe poor Vinny had to go a night without a meal or something, or maybe you had to turn your air conditioning off in this heat because you couldn't afford to keep it running.
I just had to get a signed Lurie Garcia.
Yeah.
No, and your father appreciate. I think
Oh, he loved it. Oh, he's gonna take that with him to the next life, I think.
Well, I don't want to even think about that, but I'm glad he enjoys it, and I hope it is in a nice place somewhere in his shrine, in his White Sox shrine downstairs in the basement.
Absolutely, 100% is, my friend.
Pitching wise, look, Cannon is a guy that at the beginning of the year I was like, I got to see some major steps forward from Jonathan Cannon, and I liked what I saw, on Friday. 7 innings, 5 hits, an earned run, 0 walks, competitive. He's going out there, he's throwing to guys, he's making guys, put the bat on the ball. He's got an arsenal of pitches, only a couple strikeouts, but if you're pitching in the zone and you're not walking guys, he's got 90s stuff. But sometimes you just don't have that type of night. But to put up, a 7 spot like that, 7 innings, again, it's the Pirates, but that doesn't matter to me, because what would happen if he got absolutely shelled?
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have said, well, it was the Pirates that beat him up. We'd be like, no, this guy needs to be better. So he went out and he did what he was supposed to do against the Pirates. So I like that. I like it a lot.
Well, and I'm not as big of a like, oh my gosh, he's not striking out a lot of guys. That doesn't worry me. I've always been about efficiency, and he's in the zone. He's not walking people. That to me is a great sign when you're not walking a lot of people and you're consistently throwing strikes, you're pitching to contact. I'm okay with that. This team is, I don't know how, I don't want to say it's leaps and bounds, but it is a better defensive team than we've seen in a while. They're not fantastic by any means. And I haven't looked at any advanced metrics to tell me that. I'm watching a lot of games, like you are in highlight reel form, but I'm not seeing the blunders being made like I have in the past. So I'm going to tell you that this team is better defensively, regardless of what anything would tell you on statistics wise. So it's okay. You can pitch. Our team could not afford to pitch to contact in years past. You had to strike out as many people as you could, because God forbid you hit it in the outfield anywhere. You never knew what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. So again, to me, a lot of the pitching obviously and the defense go hand in hand. And if you have people out there that are going to pitch to contact, you better have somewhat of a solid defense behind them. And it seemingly has worked out for him thus far.
Adrian Hauser, a guy that, I think is going to be, could be gobbled up by the trade deadline. 4 1/3 innings on Saturday, 10 hits, 3 earned runs, a walk, 5 strikeouts. I mean, not obviously the stellar of the 3 this past weekend, but Hauser has done well for himself in a White Sox uniform, sub-2 ERA. Again, what do we need him for? Like that's an arm that, some team down the stretch is going to say, hey, we need that. He's auditioning. He's an audition right now.
Yeah.
And so again, I'm not getting too used to him and saying, oh, wow, like this guy's going to be great for us. This is a short-lived stint, I think, in a White Sox uniform.
You're not going out and getting your Hauser jersey from Grandstand?
Unless my last name was Hauser.
You're not walking in the Grandstand and they say, Nick, where have you been? There's all your mail that's been piling up. And we have your Hauser jersey that you've been calling about ready for you.
Gosh, if I had every jersey I said I was going to get made, oh my goodness, what a closet of just horrible jersees. I mean, Matt Davidson, I was supposed to get a Matt Davidson jersey a long time ago. That was a done deal. I'm like, that's happening. I might get a Davidson tattoo to match the jersey. I love this guy. This guy's gonna be the next Joe Crede, but healthier. It's gonna be amazing. Did not go well.
Didn't pan out quite the way you thought. No. I would love it if you got a tattoo of something. Would you ever get a tattoo? You don't have any.
Yes,
tattoos.
I don't have any tattoos, but I have kind of narrowed it down to what I would get, and now it's just the wear. I'm actually extremely serious about it. I think it might happen.
Okay.
Before I'm 50, I think it might happen.
Well, you got some time, a little bit of time. Is it? Remember the basketball? Maybe it was Nick Anderson or somebody that used to have his like dad's face tattooed on his arm, and
Nick
I always
Anderson
thought it was
his dad.
Yeah, and he had it. I think it was him. He played for the Magic, I believe.
Yeah, well, sure, yeah.
And I always thought it was a tattoo of himself, like him and his dad look so alike.
Oh, okay.
So maybe you should get. Would you get a tattoo of just your own face?
No, that hasn't been on the list.
No
possibilities. Okay. No,
a Good Guys Talk Back tattoo.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
Right across your bare chest. That's what I'd like to see.
Now that's entered the chat. I think that's a possibility. Now I have to re-scramble my list. Now you got me thinking.
Okay.
Maybe we should do maybe we'll do a live show one day and we'll get a tattoo artist, and maybe somebody out there wants to get the logo tattooed on their lower back or on their butt cheek or something. It'll be fun.
A tramp stamp of our logo.
It'll be great.
That'll
be
fan
great
right there.
Yeah, we'll have to make sure the internet connection's stronger at that point for that show. Yeah. Peyton says a tattoo of Daryl Boston.
Oh,
boy.
now that's a good one with the licorice rope or whatever.
The whistle. He had a whistle. He had a whistle, Daryl Boston. Did he have? Yeah. Well,
wasn't the running joke that he should have been out? He should have been in the stand.
Oh yeah. Super rope.
Super rope.
Rope.
There you go.
Better super rope salesman. Yeah. So I'm still thinking about those. So Savali was your arm that ended this series. 6 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. Like that. I have no idea what the future for Savali is, but man, he had a nice outing.
Yeah, it's nice to see these guys have these moments, right? It gives you some hope, but again, it is this very short lived. Like any of these guys are potentially moving within the next. Where are we at right now? We're at about 10 days, 11 days out from the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So, you look at it and you go, okay, that was nice. This was nice to see here. And, but any of these guys could be off this team in the next 11 days. And which, again, is not going to break my heart, but it's to be expected. And it's the right thing to do if you want to move forward. But again, I don't know if there's been enough out there where you're going to get this like big return and for any of these guys. It's going to be for prospects and lower level or mid-level minor league folks. And they're just going to be, hope and a prayer and another person or people to watch YouTube videos of them in the minors and kind of watch their careers progress. And again, it's that interesting thing as you're building a team and you're going through this whole, the rebuilding time period is, you've got some pieces that are up here that have, again, 9+ guys have made their debuts this year with this team. Who of that group is going to be here of the next wave, who's going to be pushing some guys out and what moves are, to be made in the future. And then timelines when guys are going to be at the big league level at the same time when you're ready to win. It's kind of fascinating and fun to watch, but also excruciating and like waiting in line at the DMV as you get more and more impatient for a winner.
Yeah, at least the DMV now, you can actually make an appointment. You kind of have a really good idea of
when
you're actually
make an appointment.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice if someone told you, yeah, by this year, is when you're going to see your next division championship or whatever it may be. Because when you're before this appointment nonsense at the DMV, you didn't know. I might have to live here for a little while. I don't know when I'm getting out. Like I just look at the the call numbers. Look at the number I've got in my hand. Mm-hmm. They're bebopping on different. Now they're on X's, and I've got an F in front. What is happening here? It just people are like closing their counters. They're going on long lunches. Like, man, I don't think this is going to end well. Now it's like, okay, I know exactly. I'm good. I've got my appointment. I'm in and out.
It's amazing they didn't think of that a long time ago. Like I'm sure it was for so long. It was like, this is a great system for everybody involved, our employees and everybody that has to wait here.
I feel like maybe the previous administration or previous Secretary of State, maybe just, I don't know if I need to be inventing a lot of things.
Obviously you've made a dinner reservation. There's a way to call somewhere and make a reservation.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be true. That would be a thought that I'm sure would cross, and it probably crossed, but it's like, it's too much work. I don't even know where to start.
You call and make an appointment for the doctor, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why did it take so long for the DMV to catch on?
Logistics. I don't know. My answer to everything is logistics.
It's that damn government again.
Anytime someone's like, why? What happened? Where were you? Logistics, man. I just can't. It's just all logistics.
I
It's
would
bogging
say
me down.
you say logistics, I'll say supply chain.
Supply chain.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There's a supply chain breakdown.
Phil said there was too much focus on the tumblers. Jesse White.
Yeah, Jesse White. Well, they put on a damn good halftime show.
They do. They do. There's no doubt about that. And I think when you have got things spread out a little bit too much and you lose focus, and that could have happened. I'm sure.
How are we going to get the Jesse White Tumblers to do the halftime for 20 Bulls games? I don't have time to figure out. I can't do any more with the DMV.
So look, you're right, man. You're going to flip some of these guys, and guys are going to start coming off the roster soon, and there's going to be trades happening, I think, in the next, week or so, week and a half. And who knows? Just like right now, nobody knows.
Yeah.
No, nobody knows. Even the most clued in people that I have a lot of respect for, nobody knows. It's all like, I'm going to give you a very educated guess based on some of the things I've seen and up against what the Sox have had before. There's a lot of hope. There's a lot of these are what experts are saying. This is what they want to do. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So yeah, you're going to get a handful of, just stuff that you're going to maybe see at this year. There's going to be some Arizona Fall League and you're going to have spring training. And I don't know. That's what's frustrating I want to hopefully, that's why I joked around, like maybe the Sox will be buyers a little bit after this pounding at Pittsburgh, this dominant performance. I just want to see, like, what you're getting.
Yeah.
Like I want to see talent. I know what this person is going to be like. I know what the Sox are getting. I know what he can bring.
Yeah.
And there's few of that. And I don't know when we're going to have more of the knowns than the unknowns.
Yeah. The uncertainty right now is, alive and well with trading folks, with even the players on our team. What are they going to be? The draft just happened. That's just a bunch of, way down the line unknowns, obviously. So yeah, we have a lot more questions and answers right now, Nick. But again, as we take a zoom out look a little bit on this team, and you say it's been, as we keep saying, more enjoyable to watch, and again, I'm not watching every day. I'm catching highlights, but it's a more enjoyable product. And I'm interested more and more to see the people that we don't know much about. I was just in highlight form. Colson Montgomery seemingly has trouble with off speed down the middle of the plate, swinging and missing a lot. Right. So there's a lot of swing and miss still with him. Has done a couple of things, but nothing like it that's blowing your doors off. I'm really interested to see how he progresses and manages his way through the rest of this year as he hopefully takes full advantage of this opportunity he's been given. That again gives me some excitement watching guys like Teal and those kind of things. So
Arrow, yeah.
So that's those are the reasons why it keeps me interested. And I'm even have surprised myself, to be honest with you, Nick, that I'm as engaged as I am. Because it could be very easy, just not like, I don't, whatever. I'm not really even watching this to see if they won or lost. But I wish I could watch. I really do. I really wish I could watch the games. I'm not going to pay for it. So it is what it is. But again, this team will look. I don't know if it'll look a lot different in 2 weeks than it does now, but it will look a little bit different.
Yeah. This was a little article I read from Scott Merkin on WhiteSox.com, centering around Tauchman, the big 6 RBI in the series man, and what he had to say and what was happening with the team. According to Tauchman, the team met Friday before the weekend dominance and talked about holding themselves accountable on some things going forward. Overall, I thought we executed at a pretty high level in this series, Talkman said. Every plan works when everybody is together, and I feel that's what we've been doing. Good, said Miguel Vargas. We're all together. We stacked quality at bats, and we put everybody in a good position to get a big hit and drive in some runs. More from Vargas. I think the break helped us a lot. We've come back like we did these 3 games, and we're going to be in a good spot. If you keep doing that, if you play like you just did, you're going to be in a great spot because that means you're never going to lose. And that's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
Get leapfrog those 11 teams in front of you in the wild card standings. Make some noise. Make this an interesting couple months here.
Do you think, like, at this point, would there be enough video evidence for them to go back and make a documentary if the team was able to now go forward and leapfrog 11 teams and get in the playoffs?
Yeah.
That would be kind of crazy. It's like, wow, we'd love to make a documentary of what just happened, but we haven't been really paying attention. So,
so you send me all of your stuff. If anybody's got anything, send it because
did you have the camera on at all?
We kind of been burning everything. I just kind of pretended. I didn't think anybody was going to want anything. There's nothing to go back through. So the lone White Sox All-Star was, of course, Shane Smith. Not a good performance in the All-Star game. He is on the IL right now, though. This is what Will Venable had to say about Shane Smith. Rolled his ankle running. It's his lead leg, his plant leg, which for him is his left leg, if you can follow that. Puts him in a tough spot to be able to make his start. But hopefully it's the short version here. He can continue to throw as he tolerates his pain and should be in a good spot to come off the IL in a couple of weeks. He's got a lot of innings on that arm, too. An arm that hasn't seen this type of workload as a Rule 5 guy. So I don't want to say it's a phantom ankle situation, but maybe it's a little bit more than or less or whatever. He'll be fine. What his future is with the Sox, I don't know either.
It comes at an interesting time. An injury, a rolled ankle. Maybe somebody that they would like to move. And God forbid he goes out there and gets torched or gets, hurts the arm with all the innings that he's logged. Maybe it's better for him to just kind of, take her easy, champ. Why don't you just, or somebody stepped on his ankle and said, oh, you rolled your ankle. You better sit down for about 15 days.
Yeah, precisely. It's not something that I'm too concerned. It'll all even out. Again, this is for nothing right now. I thought maybe, I don't know, maybe somebody's looking at Shane Smith. Anything's possible and saying, wow, if we could catch whatever is happening with Shane Smith and get this through the end of the year on our club that actually is a winning club and we need some of that, we'll take that off of your hand, White Sox.
And speaking of that, there's going to be a lot of scouts at White Sox games over the next couple of weeks, right? They mentioned it. There are a lot of people watching in Pittsburgh, scout-wise from other teams. It's going to happen in Tampa Bay as we progress forward throughout the week. So, teams are going to send people out to look at, who could fit their team from the Chicago White Sox.
Sure. Yeah. Milwaukee and Cubs are tied, of course, in the NL Central. Thank you, Andrew Vaughn. Sox are playing the host to the Cubs this coming weekend. I will not be going to any of these games. I kind of stopped going to Cubs-Sox games. It's just, unless somebody's got like hey, we got a, if someone's got a suite, let me know. If you got a diamond suite available or, a scout seat, just, you know how to find me. But we used to, Pat. You and I did this for a long time. This was the game that you circled when you wanted to get tickets, when the tickets were being announced. That was the weekend, man. You wanted to get that Saturday game that was usually like 3:05, a little bit later in the day, or I should say later in the afternoon. You tailgated for like 8 hours, and you had a blast. And it got feisty, man. Those Cubs Sox games, they got heated. I'm sure there'll be some of that on the South side. What I loved for the Sox to just punch the Cubs in the mouth this weekend, just spoil things for them. That's all we got going for us. It would be awesome. I mean, I care about it. I absolutely care about it. I am surrounded by a lot of Cubs fans in my life. They're pretty cordial about it. And I know if the Cubs dominate the Sox, I'll hear some stuff. But they also get the Sox are a doormat right now. Although they're on a tear right now. They're on a rampage, and they're, just absolutely a freaking tank. But they get it. So I just want to see the Sox really spoil things for the Cubs this weekend.
Well, that would be like Christmas in July, Nick. It would be lovely to see. It would make me happy. It'd be the opportunity to throw some, I don't know if people use this term anymore, but throw some shade on people.
Oh, sure.
Maybe. The kids steal.
We don't. We don't say that, but people might.
People might, not you and I, not for us.
Not,
okay.
Not us.
All right. And I would advise you not to go to a Cubs Sox game, Nick, if you're getting in arguments with people at the grocery store.
That was a long time ago.
But it's still in you. That spirit still lives within you.
Well, it's in there, but it's the outlet, the way to get that out is not. The potion is not necessarily, the mixture is not around, but I still have the fire.
The fuel is not there anymore. Okay, I got you. But I'm with you. Listen, it used to be you put that on the calendar when we had calendars that you wrote on. You circled that date. We were excited about that date. That kind of even in a year where the Sox are a better team. It's not something that I'm changing my life around to go to a Cubs Sox game anymore. So I won't be anyway. I'll be down in Disney, hanging out with the fam. So just a quick announcement, for those looking for me next Sunday, you're not going to see me. I'll probably be melting. I'll be a part of the asphalt down in Orlando. It's going to be quite humid down there. I'm hearing. So, I won't be there anyway, but for those that do want to go, I hope you enjoy responsibly and enjoy civilly, and it goes well for our White Sox.
Hey, if the White Sox are beating up on the Cubs, man, enjoy it. Jaw at some of those Cubs fans. I'm not going to tell you how to, but respect everybody. Just be kind. But if you feel like it, if you got that fire and you're being, pushed a little bit.
Talking out of both sides of your mouth at the moment. Be respectful, but also draw at people and yell at them.
It's again, not necessarily something I do anymore, but those were, man, and maybe it's just like too, I don't know, is it getting too watered down? Like too been there, done that? Or is it because it's so lopsided right now in terms of talent? But if both of these teams were in first place, I think it would be pretty interesting, right?
Oh yeah. Which that doesn't happen very often. So that would be,
no, it doesn't.
That's when it's fun.
We need Sox Nerd. I need that data. Like the amount of times that the Sox have faced the Cubs when both teams have been in first place in their respective divisions.
Hell, when they both have a winning record, that would be a little bit broader, but even then.
Yeah. That would be interesting. I think 2008, didn't the Cubs make it to the postseason in 2008?
Yeah.
Okay. So that could have been one of the years. We've got one. We've got one here. All right. So before we get to quote of the week and say our goodbyes here, the 05 Forever doc has finished, Pat.
Mm-hmm.
And it finished on Thursday, the final 4th episode. You had texted me. You said you had watched it, and I watched it shortly after you had said something to me, and a lot of feelings, man. Powerful way to remember that team, and you know the outcome, you know everything, you know what happened, but just to relive it the way it was kind of told, and Man, it really, really got me. And I hope we see something like that again at some point. I don't know when, but it was awesome to take that trip down memory lane, the reunion weekend, this doc, and whatever else they have in store the rest of the season.
Yeah, it was really well done. I enjoyed it, and it's still that stuff still chokes me up. And when I see that, I'm not afraid to admit it. If I didn't hold it back, I'd be sobbing like a little girl. It was that good. I enjoyed it, and that's when you love something, when you care that much 20 years later about games that the outcomes to, and still have excitement like you don't know the outcome. That's how you love it.
Yeah, I mean, I was just glued as they were reliving the Podsednik home run and the Konerko slam and the Uribe catch and the way the game 4, the Jeff Blum, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you remember where you were? Well, I should say where we were when Jeff Blum hit that home run.
Yeah, we talked about it. I think we talked about it last week. Weren't we driving back?
Yeah, we were on the Stevenson. Okay,
Yeah.
I was positive we talked about it. Yeah, just all that stuff. Just it, but just to get a little bit more of a sneak peek or pulling the curtain back on the stories, it puts you right back where you were. And put me right back.
Yeah.
And I loved hearing. I could listen to Scott Podsednik, who, by the way, looks like he can still play. Scott Podsednik has not aged. He's gotten better with time. Scott Podsednik, for him to talk about that walk-off, I could listen to that for a long time. He did such a great job of really putting you in his mindset of like where he was as a player and how things have been going. And I loved hearing him talk about staring at Konerko. How does that man feel who just hit a grand slam in the World Series? I can't imagine. And then his time comes up, and when he just said, like, I just let out this primal scream. I love the way because you don't even know in that moment. I can't imagine having like a real conscious celebration, or like you don't have it scripted. You don't know what you're gonna say or how you're gonna feel, and he just was like, I'm in shock and like floating around the bases. That was a wonderful part of that. I'm going to go back and watch that again. That was awesome.
Oh, I'm watching it again for sure.
JT, I'm sorry. Yeah, you got to watch it. You got to watch the documentary. I don't want to spoil it for you, but you got to watch it. Everybody needs to watch it. It was really well done. I want to apologize for the internet situation, the glitch. Thank you for everybody that came back, stuck around. My apologies for that. It's weird.
Usually it's me. I'm almost 100% sure it was you this time. So, you're on the board, Nick.
And I just needed to restart the computer. There might have been some sort of update that I ignored, and you learn the hard way. But
we don't have
everybody
from IT that work for Good Guys Talk Back. So it's just you and I. If something goes
wrong,
we're the ones that have to figure out how to turn it off and turn it back on.
I mean, this is a mom and pop situation. This is, we're not making money off this. I'm not asking you for money to unlock secret clips or whatever. This is it. So we've been working without interns, for God's sakes. We don't have engineers. We don't have anybody from production or editing. This is it. You're seeing it.
I mean, you barely have a co-host.
Try to get a sponsor. Vienna, yes. Love those sausages. Love those hot dogs. Come on, Vienna, need you. So we thank you so much for being with us once again here on this unbelievable capper to a weekend. Our Chicago White Sox, the hottest team in baseball. Don't break this team up. Don't let anybody knock you off your high on Monday. This week. Hey, we did it. We took 3 in a row from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Enjoy it. And I really appreciate you coming back to Good Guys Talk Back. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, pass it along. Audio available absolutely everywhere. Pat's not going to be here next week. I am planning on still being here, and I think Eric Carlson is going to be joining me.
A special guest. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Eric
Does Eric need to come into my house and use my computer and microphone, or is he going to just
I did say to him, if
in?
there's any way you can get Pat's microphone somehow, that would make things really helpful. So we'll see.
Okay.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping. We got to iron out some details, but because it's we got to talk Cubs Sox, man. We got to talk that series. So here's your quote of the week. This is from Jonathan Cannon on the amazing Luis Robert Jr. catch in Pittsburgh this past weekend. After he made the catch, I was like, 88, you're my favorite player, said Cannon. I was like, oh my gosh, that might be the best catch we've had all year. I always say he's the best center fielder I've had play behind me, and that rang true again today. So just filled with all kind of emotions. Jonathan Cannon, you don't know how you're going to feel when a catch like that is made, and Jonathan Cannon just saying things, just pure emotion.
Do you think that Chris Getz is holding up the cue cards for him? This is what you say. Make sure everybody knows it.
Put that in the highlight reel package when you send it out to all the teams. Get that Jonathan Cannon quote in there. That'll help out. All right, Pat, always a pleasure, buddy. I feel so much better.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Have a great show next week. If Eric does join everybody out there, you're going to enjoy Eric a lot. And be kind to him. I mean, this is not something he does. He doesn't have a broadcasting background, but he's wonderful, funny, and big Sox fan. Passionate Sox fan.
Huge Sox fan. Yeah.
It'll be a good show.
Yeah. See how that goes. Thanks again for being with us. Hey, for Pat Hester, I am Nick Murawski. Until next time, go Sox.